Welcome back to Weight in My Hypermobile. Today we're going to talk about how to loosen up your hip flexors if you are stuck in an anterior pelvic tilt. I'm going to show you my favorite stretch that I like. Stretching is kind of controversial in the hypermobility community. This stretch I really like because it keeps you in a neutral position and teaches you how to stack joints. We just don't want like a sustained, consistent long stretch at our end range if we have symptomatic hypermobility. So we're going to start on your knees. You may want to grab a cushion for your knee. I'll show you a modification where you can do it standing as well if you have trouble getting on your knees. So let's stretch your hip flexors out and build stability for your hypermobility. So you may want to grab a cushion to put your knee on. Cushion is optional. Okay. And then you're going to bring the other leg forward. You can hold on to the wall, that's totally fine. And what we're going to do is look at our pelvis here, just kind of like what we talked about earlier in the week. We got that anterior pelvic tilt where the butt sticks out back. And if we have a bowl, we're pouring water at the front. We got that posterior where we tuck our tailbone under. If you're stuck in an anterior tilt, when I do this motion, I feel a pretty intense stretch in the front of my thigh, the thigh that is down towards the ground. And I can also feel a little bit of pulling in my core. I tend to notice the thigh first. This is your stretch right here. It's just stacking things and practicing going into that posterior tilt. Once you find that spot, we're just going to breathe. Really breathe down into the pelvic floor and breathe almost down into the thigh because we're trying to release tension in that area. And that's it. Hold and breathe. What a lot of people do with this type of stretch is they go way forward. The issue being that your hip flexors attach at the front of the pelvis. And if we allow our pelvis to just kind of keep coming forward, we're not truly stretching those hip flexors. We're just kind of hyperextending our back. So this allows us to target the muscles that you're probably trying to target in traditional stretches that nobody has taught you. Let's go to the other side, and then I will show you a modification if you have trouble getting on your knees. So we're going to be here. Other leg is forward. We're stacked. Knees, hips, shoulders. We're going to hands on our hips, pour water out the front, and tuck your tailbone under, pour water out the back. Intense stretch down here. And I am breathing. I'm still holding this position while relaxing my pelvic floor and breathing down into it. I'm not going forward or anything. I'm just staying stacked. I'm actually almost sitting back more than I would for a hip flexor stretch, traditional one. And even just holding this position is great for the core to practice holding yourself up. You can hold on if you need to. Our modification is going to be a standing version of that. For our other version, we're standing. You've got your feet apart. Big thing here is that you are relaxing both knees. Then you're going to take your pelvis, and we got that posterior or anterior tilt, pouring water out the front. Tuck your tailbone under, pouring water out the back. And right there, you should feel a stretch going down your leg. And we're just breathing. You don't have to go deep, but the big thing is that you are keeping your knees loose and then tucking under. And you can even do kind of a knees loose, tuck, relax. If holding the position is too difficult, we can make it an active movement because this does become a little bit more of a lunge, so it can really work your quads. And we're relaxing our pelvic floor and breathing. So we will incorporate this movement at the end of the week in our flow. But otherwise, I will see you tomorrow for next postural exercise.